Hey guys, this is KJOS, and gone are the days where iPads were just an oversized iPhone. They have gotten better over the last couple of years with its increase in power to take on very heavy tasks, and there are claims that it can replace some laptops, but that still remains to be seen. Personally, I believe that the 2017 10.5-inch iPad Pro started this conversation altogether. So, it's 2020, so does it hold up and is it worth buying? Let's get this party started and find out. Now, right before we get into this video, if you're new here, thank you for stopping by, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I am so close to 1,000 subs, and it'd be great if I can get there in great time. Also, if you want to get notified when I drop videos like this every week, you can hit the bell so you can get notified. Also, you can support my YouTube journey by checking out my Patreon account. All details and all links are in the description below. Thank you guys for helping me out. With its 10.5-inch body and 78% screen-to-body ratio, the iPad Pro still maintains the same form factor over the last couple of years. It's metal, has a rectangular body, pretty well built, and can see the antenna lines for the cellular version. It's pretty lightweight, so that's good because you're going to be holding it a lot in your everyday life, and with that will bring a lot of wear and tear to your device. So as always, I advise you to get a nice case that covers all angles if possible and a tempered glass to protect your display. The 2017 iPad Pro has a laminated LCD screen, so the pixels look like it's right on the glass. It has a resolution of 1668 by 2224 pixels and has taken its max brightness to 600 nits, so you almost never have to worry about it being visible during the day. With that tall display, it's surprisingly portable and will fit into almost any bag, whether it's for school or for work. Now, back in 2017, not a lot of devices or tablets had a refresh rate, so back then Apple gave it a name. And you know they like to name everything. So they called this the Pro Motion, which just basically gave the iPad Pro a refresh rate of 120 Hz. And it's just as smooth as it is in 2020. Now, a few practical benefits is for the fact that how it goes from 120 Hz to 60 Hz when you're using it. So if you're watching a movie, the screen refresh rate will lower and optimize the video's frame rate. If you're just looking at some static text on your ebook, the iPad will slow down the refresh rate even further to save battery. Hopefully with the iPhone 12 coming out later this year, we hope to have a refresh rate of 90 Hz. So let's see. The speakers are quad speakers and are located on all four sides of the tablet. And as a music person as myself, I really love it because it's really loud and really clear. So I was really satisfied when I started playing music on this. So here's a test of how it sounds like. At the start of this video, I mentioned that this iPad made people question if you can replace laptops or if it's on par with laptops. Well, the 2017 iPad Pro has an A10X Fusion chip and a 12-core GPU, which is very powerful. It also has 4 gigs of RAM and has a base model of 64 gig of internal storage and can go up to 512 gigs of internal storage. If you're a passive user and you just want to get this to watch movies, reply emails, take notes and whatnot, you can get the 64 gig base model. But if you're going to get this to do more powerful stuff like editing music, images, videos, you might want to get the 256 gig or the 512 gig, which is a lot better for you because it has a lot of more internal storage. The battery life of the 2017 iPad Pro is pretty good. It's 8,134 milliamp hours of battery and I get at least 8 to 10 hours of usage in a day. And this is me using it with 100% brightness, 120 Hz refresh rates, editing, using my social media, and binging a lot on Netflix. To be honest, you can probably get more if this isn't your daily driver or companion. The battery really holds up on its own, and I really haven't heard anybody complain about the battery life of the iPad Pro. But the worst thing, and I mean the absolute worst thing about the iPad Pro, is charging it. So yeah, we're looking at 3 hours or more depending on the kind of charger you have. Currently I was using my iPhone XS fast charger and it took me about 2.5 hours for this to get to 100%. Now I really recommend if you're going to charge this, you should charge this right before you sleep so you don't have to wait and you just wake up and you have 100% battery and you can use it throughout the whole day and you come home and you do exactly the same thing. But if you can't do that, definitely get a fast charger. I highly recommend it. The camera on the 2017 10.5-inch iPad Pro is the same or is similar to that of the iPhone 7 and still holds its own till this day. It has a 12 megapixel main camera at the back that shoots 4K at 30 frames per second, and the front selfie camera is a 7 megapixel with an f-stop of 2.2. Hey guys, this is the video on the 2017 10.5-inch iPad Pro. Like I told you, it's pretty much decent for what you're gonna get. It's the same camera as on the iPhone 7. I keep looking at the screen, but the camera is right up there. It's pretty much hard to actually just try and look both here and here, but this is what the camera quality looks like. Currently, this is shooting at 4K at 30 frames per second, and it's still pretty good, and the sound is pretty decent itself. So this is exactly what it sounds like. I think people that wants to get this should get this. It's worth the money, it's worth the time, and you will not be disappointed. So peace. Honestly, it's not the most convenient thing to have around because of its size, but isn't it funny how our parents like to use this to take videos and pictures as opposed to just using their phones? Personally, for me, I don't think I'm ever going to use this to take videos or pictures because it just looks really weird lifting your hand up and doing this and this. Personally, it's not just for me. Maybe it's a level I want to unlock when I become a parent myself, and that is still far down the line. But however, this works very well with FaceTime and any other video calling software. Another great perk is that you can scan documents directly to your Notes app, which just simplifies your working process. One thing I'll always give Apple credit for is the distribution of their operating systems. When the iPad Pro came out in 2017, it was running iOS 10, and now it's 2020 and it's going to get the upcoming iPad OS 14, which is great for anyone looking for an up-to-date iPad. Currently, I'm on 13.5 and it is smooth, and multitasking makes productivity great and even better. Listening to music while taking notes side to side just works well for me, and also RAM management on the iPad Pro is really good. Apps that I forget were in the background for a couple of days continue from where they left off when I click on them. So that A10X Fusion chip plus the 4 gigs of RAM is working overtime for the user, and with the iPad OS 14 coming out in a few months, the iPad Pro can only get more powerful. So all in all, the 2017 10.5-inch iPad Pro is worth getting in 2020, especially if you're on a budget. And it also ticks all the boxes of a great tablet, which are, it has a great battery life, it has a great display with 120Hz refresh rate, it has a great performance, it has a great build quality, and it has a somewhat decent camera. This iPad Pro is sufficient enough for people that want to watch media, whether it be music or video, reply emails, take notes, edits on different softwares, and so many others. Trust me, you will not regret buying this bad boy. So, is the 2017 10.5-inch iPad Pro worth getting in 2020? Comment below and let me know. And if you like this video, clicking that like button down below is the best way to help me out. And if you're new here, you should please consider subscribing, as I release videos like this every week. And the best way to see them is through a subscription. Thank you for watching. My name is KJOS, and I'll catch you guys on the next one where we talk all things tech.
Yeah, check. Look at how I move with no hesitation.